Namaste, welcome to your practice today. Let's prepare by having all that we need to bring us balance and stability in our practice. So I invite you to have available your props, which may be blocks, a low footstool, a chair, being close to the wall. These will help to offer us reach for the earth, so that the earth rises up to meet us where we are. Also have available any blankets that you may need to fold, to sit on, to lift your spine, elevate your hips, or perhaps to pad your knees. Maybe you can always roll it up and place it on the inside of your ankles. You can also place it underneath your heels. You have so many options about how to bring props into your practice. Our practice today, we're in non-binary awareness week, a week in which we can advocate, raise awareness, educate, celebrate all who are free from gender normativity and experience, nevertheless, restrictions or discrimination, even when free in body doesn't necessarily equate with free in society. So we'll be drawing upon Ardhanaarishvara, the deity that draws in Shiva and Shakti principles, recognizes the spectrum of identities, of gender identities, beyond what is within human comfort, within human comprehension, within societal norms. Our mudra for today is Hakini mudra. So let's spread out our fingers and then slightly claw your hands so that you bend into your knuckles, and then bring the fingertips together so you create a sort of circle. I'm trying to see if you can see it there. You can see it better up there. And then let's start by tapping the fingertips together to just activate and engage the energies here, so that we are drawing upon all of the aspects of the self, whether we relate to man, woman, male, female, non-binary, trans, all of the different identities and the umbrella under which we may have different identities. This is the Hakini mudra. Hakini mudra enables us to weave the energies together seamlessly. Helps us to pulsate with this vital life force that is subtly running within us, without us, this pulsation of the life force. Opening our practice by chanting Om 3 times. So now let's still our fingers, holding at the heart in our Hakini mudra, this all-encompassing sphere of inclusivity. Inhale fully to prepare. Om. 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 Allow the vibration to vibrate through every cell of your being, through every aspect of the self. Our mantra for today is a bija mantra for Ardhanaarishvara, the Narishvaras. Om Hum Jum Sa. Om Hum Jum Sa, bija sounds. Ardhanaarishvara, Ardhanaarishvara, Ardha literally means half. But we want to understand that we don't apply a colonized lens to these descriptions of the deity. This is the drawing together of different gender identities, which we traditionally have understood as a binary, but which we now have an elevated and more expansive understanding of. This is rooted throughout pre-colonial India, before Victorian bigotry and prudery saw the enacting of laws which criminalized those who did not fit in within the gender norms. Om Hum Jum Sa Ardhanaarishvara Rupe Hreem Swaha Rupe Hreem Swaha. So this is invoking the very core of the energies that is the self without gender, and then that which manifests in different gender identities, in all of its expressions, in all of its manifestations. Repeat after me. Om Hum Jum Sa Ardhanaarishvara Rupe Hreem Swaha. 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 Once more. Om Hum Jum Sa Ardhanaarishvara Rupe Hreem Swaha. Open out your arms. Let's sway from side to side, reaching for the opposite ends of the spectrum and drawing those into the center. So this umbrella term of non-binary kind of is an umbrella term, and it might include, and this is all very unique and individual to each self, it may include aspects of the masculine, the feminine, may include aspects that we associated with man, with woman. It may have neither. It may have all. So there's no one way of describing this aspect of identity. Now let's come to stillness, place the right hand on the earth and reach up and over towards the left. And let's bring our thumb and index finger together in Gyan Mudra, the seal of wisdom, so that we are better educated, better informed. Inhale through center, bring the right arm up and over. One more breath here, back through center 3 times each way. And you might bring your forearm to the earth or onto a block or a cushion. Through center, elongating through both aspects, through both sides of the body. And know that each aspect that is on the periphery or the outside meets. Identities are not necessarily linear. They can be cyclical or spiraling. One more breath here, back to center. Let's reach overhead with our Hakini Mudra. Tap your fingers 3 times. And then as you exhale, let's turn over to the right. Gaze over your shoulder. Perhaps you help your rib cage. Breathing into the back of the heart here. Perhaps you can feel the diaphragm rising and falling. Inhale through center, Hakini Mudra, tapping here. So by this tapping, what we're doing is we're thinking about the right and left hemispheres of the brain, the right and left aspects of the body in terms of our yin and yang. our lunar and solar, and bringing them together within this inclusive aspect, this wholeness, whether it's an expression of either or whether it's an expression of both, or whether it's an expression of something that is exclusive to you, to your unique to you. Exhale over to the left. Breathing in again, you may help your rib cage here to open up towards the left. Inhale back to center, last time here, tapping one more time. And then let's bring our hands tapping all the way past the Sahasrara, the Ajna, the Vishuddha to the Anahata chakra, where the Anahata chakra is said to be, if you think about all of the directions of the body, they meet here at the heart. The root is the heart. So it goes out to each extremity of our body. It also draws in the energy through these extremities. And then here in the heart, we craft the loving, compassionate self. Releasing your hand now. And then let's bring the soles of your feet together in Baddha Konasana, butterfly pose. You may remove your block or your cushion, or you may keep it lifted here. Draw the knees out. Lift the spine from the center of your pelvis. Perhaps you open out your feet. Lengthen here. Keep drawing those knees down towards the earth, opening at the hips. Lengthen the ears away from the spine. Om Hum Jum Sa Ardhanaarishvara Rupe Hreem Swaha. It's quite a long, you see there's multiple bija sounds in this mantra. Again, these multiple bija sounds are seeds that are drawing upon multiple deities, multiple identities, drawing together upon a diversity of essence. One more breath here. Let's exhale and fold forward. Maintain the lengthening spine. Perhaps you take the elbows to the outside of your shins. Keep the crown reaching forward. You may also hear terms as gender queer, gender fluid. There's some amazing sites full of rich information that you may research as part of your svadhyaya, as part of your study. One more breath here. Lengthen through the crown, rise up. Exhale, release the left leg long, tuck in the right heel. Take a moment here, lengthen through center. And then exhale and fold forward. So you may come onto your forearms here. You may place blocks here, or cushions or pillows, whatever you need, my friends. And you can bring your hands together in Hakini Mudra. Flex the left foot. During lockdown, there's been an opportunity for many people to be more exploratory of their identities, to let go and shed the societal norms, having had an opportunity to retreat from them. 3 more breaths here. And perhaps you created a little bit more space. So fold a little more forward. Have a soft bend in your knees if you feel really sharp pulling on the hamstring here. So you want to make sure that you have lots of space. So bending into your knee will help you to create that space. Inhale, let's rise up, engage the core, hands above the crown. Exhale, turn over to the right. Lengthen here. Again, you can help your rib cage. Flow through center. Exhale over to the left. Again, you may help your rib cage. So you see how we're moving today from these different aspects of the self. Inhale through center. Take a moment here. Extend both legs long here. Upavishta Konasana. And again, my friends, you can reach forward, maintaining length, and many of us will be in different places here. So without attachment to the physical form here, walk with your hands as far forward as you are comfortable to do so, as you wish. And again, you have the option of using props, bolsters, or props. Yoga isn't a competition. It's a practice for the self, to explore the self, to weave our energy so that it flows in this kind of infinite flow of vital life force throughout the self, without meeting constriction or obstruction. And if we force ourselves beyond our subtle edges, we create contraction. Inhale, let's rise up. Hakini Mudra above the crown. And then let's release the hands, my friends. Let's draw in that left heel to the center. Flex the right foot. And my dears, walk your hands forward and come into a forward fold here. Again, maintain length in your spine. And you can bring your hands in Hakini Mudra. Remember your blocks or your cushions or your bolster or a low footstool. Om Hum Jum Sa Ardhanaarishvara Rupe Hreem Swaha. Swaha is a gifting, an offering. So those with non-binary identities are offering us new learning, or offering us new understandings, or gifting us with non-linear thinking, non-linear ways of exploring, helping us to think outside of the constraints of our mind, the constraints of our society. One more breath here. Inhale, engage your core, rise up. Let's exhale over to the left. Again, you may help your rib cage. Inhale through center. Exhale over to the right. So let's think about some of the energies that we might be drawing upon, the qualities or characteristics. So one of the biggest misconceptions in yoga is this idea that the left and right represent masculine and feminine in the traditional way of human comprehension. Let's draw in that leg. Take a moment here, bring the soles of the feet together, draw the heels in towards your body, open out at the hips, draw the knees down towards the earth, lengthen here, and then let's exhale slightly, hinging from the hips. Maintain length in the spine. This is a deep opening here at the hips. And releasing your hands, my friends, let's move gracefully onto all fours in Vamarasana. Inhale, lift this tailbone. Lengthen through the spine. So as this ripple passes through the spine, you're creating space in different parts. Open the heart by lengthening the sternum. Broaden the collarbones. Lift the gaze. Exhale to round through, starting the movement at the tailbone. Let's flow through Majliasana, Bikliasana 3 times. As I was saying, this misconception that there's the masculine and the feminine, what is actually represented in yogic philosophy is the principle of creation and the principle of consciousness. And these have been associated with man, woman, or male, female, or masculine, feminine, in terms of the translation from the East to the West. And often within the, and has been conformed to represent that in India and South Asia. But it's a way of describing Shiva and Shakti energies. It's a way of describing Purusha and Prakriti, creation and consciousness. When you've done your 3 rounds here, my friends, let's turn and look to the left. Thinking about all the energies that we have often associated with the left. The nurturing, the receptive, the reflective, the introspective, the cooling. Inhale to center. Let's look to the right. Think about all of the energies that are often being associated with the right. Dynamic, active, heating. The sun. Back to the center. So Luna often with the left, the sun often with the right here. So let's come on to our forearms. Bring the hands together in Hreem Mudra. Lift the tailbone, walk the knees so that they stay underneath the hips. Melt the heart towards the earth. Anahatasana, melting heart. Here, this idea of the melting heart, of this merging of this coming together, rather than the sense of the binary or the sense of separation. Breathe into the heart. Om Hum Jum Saha. Om Hum Jum Sa. Ardhanaarishvara Rupe. Hreem Swaha. Hreem Swaha. One more breath here in Anahatasana. Lift the gaze, walk the hands back towards your body, tuck your toes. Spread your fingers wide, perhaps you take them to the edges of your mat. Inhale, lift here, halfway. Hopefully the sound is good. Lift the knees, hover here for a moment, claw the earth, strong, powerful, change maker, leaping into the unknown, and then lift your tailbone, coming into Parvatasana, mountain. Walk your legs, sway your hips. And then let's come onto our fingertips. Drop the heels to the earth, bend into your knees, and walk your hands. As you walk your hands towards your body, reach back behind your heels with your hips and pelvis. Functional forward fold. Breathe deep into the lower back here. As if your lungs are expanding like a balloon in all directions. Inhaling. Draw the hands towards your body. Uncurl your spine, one vertebrae at a time. Rise up to standing. Bring your hands together in Hakini Mudra. 3 breaths here. meditating on this sense of identity, gender identity, what it means to you, what it means to those around you, your family, friends. Have you always made assumptions about the identities that people hold based on how they look or how they act? One more breath here. Let's counter turn here so that you're facing the length of your mat. Step across your mat, coming into Tadasana star pose. Hands above your crown first. Toes turn forward, outside edges of the heel, parallel to the short side of your mat. Open out the arms, coming into your Gyan Mudra. Take a moment here. Bend into your knees, turn your toes out, bring your hands together at the heart in Hakini Mudra. And you may sway from left to right. This may be very long and deep sways or short and gentle sways. Om Hum Jum Sa Ardhanaarishvara Rupe Hreem Swaha. Om Hum Jum Sa Ardhanaarishvara Rupe Hreem Swaha. Inhale, hands reach over your crown. Take a moment here. Drop even lower into the hips. Feel the strength here. So imagine that you are drawing the thighs together, but at the same time, drawing the knees out. So you feel this connection all the way through the muscles. Create space here between the ribs and the hips. One more breath. Inhale to rise up. Release that ground down the legs for a moment. Hands to your heart. Turn the left toes in. Hinge over to the right. Maybe soft bending your knees, coming into triangle Trikonasana here. Fingertips on the earth, fingertips on blocks or low footstool. Left hand reaching up or left hand on your left hip. Your choice, my friends. Trikonasana. Exhale, turn to gaze down towards the earth. Bring the left hand down towards the earth. Pivot on the ball of your left foot, slightly step forward so you come into pyramid pose. Take a moment here. Left hand can stay on the earth, my friends. Bring the right hand to the hips, to the right hip, and begin to turn the rib cage up towards the sky. So we come into a reverse triangle. Parivrtta Trikonasana. Take a moment here, and then let's reach up with the right arm towards the sky or bring it to the back of the sacrum here, resting it on the sacrum. One more breath here. Exhale, gaze down towards the earth. Bring the right hand to the inside of the leg. Bend into that knee. Take a moment here. Pivot on the ball of your left foot. Shuffle the right foot out so you come into dragon, my friends. This fearsome pose. I'm staying high up on my fingertips. You can place your hands on the earth. So high dragon, high flying dragon, my friends, today. And perhaps you very gently pulsate in and out of the hips. In a moment, we're going to transition into twisted monkey. I wish you could see how cute my baby dog is sleeping over here. Bring the left foot knee to the earth. Bring the left hand and take it slightly out, perhaps the outside edge of your mat. Begin to roll onto the outer edge of your right foot. Open the wings of that right knee. And perhaps you bring that right hand to the inside of the right thigh, or just behind the knee to open up the heart. Gain help with your rib cage. So slide the right hand across the rib cage to open it up towards the sky. Stay high up today, my friends. So we are elevated here in our gender identities. Exhale, turn down towards the earth with your gaze. Bring your hands to the earth. Lift that left knee off the earth. Take a moment here before dropping that heel. Walk your hands back towards center. Turn the right foot in. Let's come into a functional forward here with wide feet. So walk your hands forward and take your hips behind your heels. Have a soft bend in your knees if you wish to bring that extension here. When we bend into our knees, we actually engage the hips. We engage the muscles, the quads. When we lock them, you'll notice the difference. If you shift your hips back, bend into your knees, and then perhaps bring your hips forward and straighten through your knees, and you'll feel a big difference in the hamstrings there. Breathe into the lower body here, into the lower back. Lungs expanding like a hot air balloon in all directions. Walk your hands in towards you, my friends. Bring your hands into Hakini Mudra, bend into your knees to rise up. In your Tadasana variation. Exhale, hands to the heart. Turn your toes out and bend into your knees. Let's sway from left to right here. You'll reach your hands overhead. You make this your own individual, unique practice. I like to have a little shimmy and shake wherever I am. Now, straighten through the knees, my friends. Turn the left toes up towards the left, top of the bottom of the mat, and turn the right toes in. I'm going to hinge over to the left to come into our Trikonasana. So check that your alignment is how you would like it to be, so that you feel stable and steady with your feet on the earth. Soft bending that left knee perhaps. Right hand on your right hip, reaching up to the sky with Yan Mudra. When you're ready, my friends, let's gaze down towards the earth. Draw that right hand down towards the earth. Maybe you shuffle that right foot slightly forward. So you create your pyramid base. So slightly forward and out towards the edge of the mat. Right fingertips on blocks. Or on the earth, your choice, my friends. Let's begin to draw this left arm towards the left hip. Let's help the rib cage turn up towards the sky. This left hand can stay on the left hip, or you can reach up. Coming into Parivritta Trikonasana. This right hand, in time, you might wish to cross it over, but today we're maintaining some space here because we're creating space for our identities to explore that space, to move into that space. So we're trying to create expansion where we can. One more breath here, gaze down towards the earth. Bring the left hand to the inside of the left foot. Shuffle that left foot, turn on the pivot on the ball of that right foot to come into high flying dragon here, my friends. And again, you can gently pulsate here. Your fingers can be, your palm can be connected with the earth, or you can be high up in your fingertips. Your choice, my friends. And then when you're ready, we're going to bring that right knee to the earth, tightly take that right hand out to the outer edge of our mat, to the outside of our mat. Let's turn the rib cage towards the sky with that left hand helping, and then the left hand can come on the inside of that left thigh, roll onto the little toe side of that foot, wing out the left leg. You can always bring your left hand to your sacrum, or reach it up if you wish. I'm going to keep it connected with my leg today. Claw the earth with that right hand to avoid sinking into that right wrist. Exhale, turn your gaze down, bring your hands to the earth, lift that right knee, drop that heel, turn the left heel, walk back to center, coming into this wide forward fold here. Hands on the earth. Or on blocks. You can take your hands to the outside of your legs, your ankles, your big toes. Take a moment to explore this place here. Turn your toes out. Inhale, bend into your knees to rise up in Utkata Konasana, or Devyasana as I prefer to call it. Inhale to rise up slowly. Take a moment here. Let's heel toe the feet in towards each other. Going to come into sort of angel pose here, Pasarasana. So bringing your feet together. Let's take your arms out, and again have your fingers, so have them sort of in this Hakini Mudra shape, but without bringing the fingertips together, so you're also clawing here. Feet can be hip distance wide, or a little bit closer. This is finding your place of balance here with your feet. Bend into your knees, lift your toes, and then connect through your toes. Then draw the energy up towards the root of the heart. Inhale, roll onto the ball of the right foot. Inhaling, keep drawing that right knee up. Bring your hands into Hakini Mudra here at the heart, or you can maintain them to balance the wings there. Exhale, bring that left heel towards the sit bone, and then reach behind you. Draw the crown and the heart forward. You may fly as far forward as you want, or stay lifted. You can also bring the tip of that right toe to the earth for balance. Bend into that right knee, begin to rise up. Take a moment here. Let's take the left hand to the outside of the right knee. Begin to help the rib cage to turn towards the right, and take your gaze over to the right here. And you can reach behind you with your right arm so that you're coming into this standing twist here. If you wish, you can take your gaze behind you if that's challenging for your balance. Keep gazing out so that your gaze is parallel to your right hip. Find your drishti here. And then when you're ready, you might need to make micro movements. Begin to turn the gaze, bring the right hand back towards the heart in Hakini Mudra. And then let's reach back with the right heel, the right toes, coming into our variation of angel. Upasarasana. You may come all the way forward so that it resembles Warrior 3. Back to center, drawing that right knee through, rising with it. And then let's turn again, left hand to the outside of the right knee. Help the rib cage, turn the gaze towards the right. And yes, my friends, we're doing this 3 times, so let's come back to center. Reach behind with the right toes. Rising up. Last time. Moving slowly. And then when you return back to center, lower that right foot. Take a moment. How's this left leg feeling? You might want to shake it out, shimmy it out. And then let's come back and gather in again. Om Hum Jum Sa Ardhanaarishvara Rupe Hreem Swaha. Once you've come into your Tadasana, bend into that left knee. And then begin to reach back with the left heel and then extend the toes out. The heart can reach forward. And remember, your variation can be fairly upright. So from the knee with the upper thigh parallel to the earth, you reach behind and bring the right toes to the earth. You can be in different places, my friends, here. So you're shifting your balance, your gaze, your dristi, as you move around, coming back through center, right hand to the outside of the left leg. Begin to open up the rib cage to the left, reach behind you. Take your gaze with you. Then back to center. Move with your own pace. 3 times, my friends. And then when you're ready for the last time, the 3rd round, coming back up. Back to center. And then shake out that right leg. Shimmy, 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 shake it out. So let's draw upon the infinite breath that flows through all of us and manifests itself in so many varied and unique expressions of the self that are not bound by binaries. We may choose to express in one aspect and then another aspect, in all aspects or none of the aspects. Let's turn, so you have a little bit of space here, feet parallel. Bend into the knees again, lift the toes, come back into your mountain pose, standing mountain Tadasana. Rise up, engage through the midline here. So squeeze the pelvis, the root of the pelvis, hug in the rib cage towards the midline. So drawing this in. So almost knitting your rib cage together here. Let's Bend into the left knee and peel up the right heel. Cross the right foot over the left. So you can have your right knee very close together over the left, bring the toes onto the earth. We can have a little bit more space, my friends. So you can be in different places here. So this right foot can be either to the front of the mat, parallel to your foot, slightly behind your foot. You choose the place where it feels most stable and balanced for you. And then bend into that left knee deeply. And sink your hips into the earth here. Reach overhead with your Hakini Mudra. And begin to open up the heart and spiral the ribcage towards the right. And then through center. Left hip out, in through center, right hip out. Just check with how that balance feels. So everything is hugging in. This, my friends, is more challenging than chair pose, strong pose, Utkatasana. And then inhale to center, rising up. Let's take this right leg all the way behind us. Stay on the ball of that right foot. We'll bring the heel to the earth. And then let's open our heart to spiral it up towards the sky. Gaze up towards the right. Three more breaths here. And then let's come back to center. Take a moment here. Come back into your standing mountain Tadasana. So follow all of the rooting actions of the feet and then the rising actions of the spine and the crown. Bend into that right knee, peel off the left heel, and then let's take this left leg across. So again, you can have it slightly back, slightly forward, find where you think might feel comfortable for you, and then bend deeply into both knees. And then let's take the hips out to one direction. So let's go to the left first, and then to the right. That should take your gaze with you. So you're working hard to maintain your balance, to hug everything into the midline. So we're contracting here and expanding, contracting the lower body, rooting in the lower body, and expanding in the upper body. It's hard work, my friends. Then back to center, rising up. Let's take that left foot behind us. And open up the heart and the gaze towards the left. The lunar aspect. The creative aspect. One more breath here. And then back to center, my friends. Shake it out. Whatever you need to do. There's a lot going on here, so we can really hugging everything in. So there's a lot of post-alignment sensation in the muscles. So shaking will help to soften and release everything that contracted and engaged. Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it. Just like to shake quite a lot. Oh my, this puppy today. Oh yes, you. Right, let's come to the earth, my friends, however you wish. We're going to go, oh yeah, feeling it. So we're going to move into our seated twist and then come to the earth. So your option, my friends, is to have your left leg extended, right foot crossing over the left leg, hugging it in. Or you may also bring that left foot in towards the right hip. So you find where you want to be with your seated twist, Matsyasana, hugging it in. So now let's begin to help with the right hand our rib cage and begin to turn it towards the right. And take our right hand behind us. This left elbow can hug in the right knee, or you can bring the elbow to the outside of the right knee. And turn over to the right. If bind is in your practice, my friends, you can take your bind here. Breathing deeply. So with each in-breath, rise with the crown. With each out-breath, have the sensation that you're turning more deeply into your twist. Letting the breath be your lead. Follow the breath. Om Hum Jum Sa Ardhanaarishvara Rupe Hreem Swaha. Om Hum Jum Sa Ardhanaarishvara Rupe Hreem Swaha. I often like to chant the mantras with my mala beats. So you can do chanting for 108 times. And it really helps you to prepare for your meditation practice. Inhale through center, moving slowly, counter twist over to the left. Now, my friends, we're going to turn from where we are. So we're going to do this little magical turn twist. So let's come up high on your fingertips. Rise onto your left shin and come up onto the ball of your left foot. Hands stay on the earth and then walk your hands behind you over to the left. Turn your feet as you do. And then bring your right knee and shin. So that you come back into your twist on this side. So let's do that in reverse. Because I know this is tricky, but I love this. This is one of my favorite. So you're sitting here with your left foot here. So if your leg is extended, it's not going to be something that is going to come in. So you will have to bend into that right knee to twist. So otherwise, just switch legs, my friends. Pivot over to the left. Like even the dogs are enjoying this bit of playfulness. So now we have our option is right leg extended and the left foot on the outside of the right leg. Right heel near the left hip. Again, hug in that left knee with the left hand. Help to turn the ribs over to the left. Again, this right elbow can be hugging or right elbow to the outside. Turn to gaze over to the left. With each in-breath, lengthen. With each out-breath, twist deeper. Om Hreem, Om Hum Jum Sa Ardhanaarishvara Rupe Hreem Swaha. Drawing upon this multiplicity of identities, the unbound, the freedom to express. Inhale back to center, my friends. Counter twist over to the right. And then let's release our knees. We're going to come down to the earth. Go one final twist here on the earth. So have your feet flat, knees bent here, arms away from the body. Let's cross the right ankle onto the left knee. Actually, let's do the left knee first. Let's cross the left ankle. We want to move with the digestive gut, so I want to make sure I'm going in the right direction. Left ankle on your right knee. And then when you're ready, my friends, with care, let's begin to release that left knee towards the earth. You can place it on a dog, like here, or a pillow, or a bolster. So you're on the right foot, you're on the big toe side edge, the right foot. So we're in an open twist here. And we'll take 6 expansive breaths here. And when you're ready, my friends, begin to roll on the right foot. So you bring your legs back to center. Take a moment here. Let's stretch out through that left leg, heel towards the sky. And then let's bring the left foot to the earth, crossing the right ankle onto the left thigh. Open out that right knee so you have this figure of 4. And then with care, releasing gently over to the right, you turn onto the big toe side of your left foot. The right knee can be hovering in space, or for more support, you can place a cushion or a block or a folded blanket underneath that right knee. Six nourishing breaths here, my friends. And when you've completed your cycle, bring your legs back to center. Extend this right leg up into the sky for a moment. Feet to the earth. Extend the legs and allow the spine to realign here. Arms away from your body in a short shavasana. Soften through the entirety of your being. Where you are in this moment is an expression of your true self. In your expression of your non-binary identity. It is free of these norms and restrictions and boundaries that often separate us from our own self, as well as separating us out from others. Six nourishing breaths here in your shavasana. From head to toe, from the crown to the root, from toe to the head, from the root to the crown. Begin to invite some movement to the fingers and toes, bending mindfully into the knees to have a little hug, and a gentle roll on the lower back from side to side. And then let's roll over onto the left side, if you have room. And then rise up into your seat, moving very slowly. Bring your hands into Hakini Mudra. Closing our practice by chanting our mantra once and then Om Shanti 3 times. Om Hum Jum Sa Ardhanaarishvara Rupe Hreem Swaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Dhanyavad, my friends. Now, my friends, before we finish, my 2 beautiful doggies and I are going to be doing Take the Lead 26-mile challenge in August to raise funds for a charity called St. Mungo's, which is a homeless charity which helps people living on the street to come into hostels which accept dogs. And often one of the reasons why people living on the streets don't stay on the streets is because their dogs aren't accepted in hostels. So you are welcome to head over to my Just Giving page and donate there. Donate your fees for this class to our fundraiser. This dog's going to do 26 miles in one day. He's so full of energy. Thank you, my friends. You'll find more information in my newsletter.